Have you ever felt something strange inside your body, an odd sensation you couldn't explain, and instantly wondered, was something seriously wrong? The truth is, your body rarely stays silent when danger is near. It sends out signals, subtle at first, then louder, almost pleading for attention. These signs might seem harmless, maybe even ordinary, but to doctors, they can mean something very serious. Sometimes a sign that the body is running out of time. In this video, we're going to talk about 6 powerful warning signs that doctors say should never be ignored. They may start small, a bit of tiredness here, a little shortness of breath there, but when you understand what they really mean, you'll realize your body could be trying to save your life. Stay with me until the end, because knowing these signs could quite literally mean the difference between life and death. Let's begin with one of the most common yet most underestimated red flags: unexplained extreme fatigue. We all know what being tired feels like. Maybe you had a long day, didn't sleep well, or skipped a meal. That's normal. But when tiredness becomes something heavier, something that seeps into your bones, lingers for days, and makes even small tasks feel impossible, that's not normal anymore. It's exhaustion that no nap or cup of coffee can fix. It's the kind of fatigue that doesn't make sense, and that's exactly why it's dangerous. Maybe you used to walk every evening, and suddenly, you can barely make it halfway down the street before your legs give up. Maybe you wake up in the morning after 8 hours of sleep and still feel like you've run a marathon. Or perhaps everyday things like cooking, dressing, or even talking feel like too much effort. When that kind of exhaustion appears for no clear reason, your body could be warning you that something deep inside isn't working right. Doctors see this type of fatigue all the time, especially in patients whose organs are struggling. It's common in people with heart disease, kidney failure, or advanced cancer. When your body is forced to use all its remaining strength just to keep vital organs running, fatigue becomes overwhelming. It's not about laziness or aging. It's your body slowly shutting down less essential functions to conserve energy for survival. One key thing doctors always ask about is change. If your energy levels used to be fine, but now you feel constantly weak, heavy, or drained without any clear reason, that's not something to ignore. Sudden or worsening fatigue is a huge red flag. So what should you do? Start by observing. When did it begin? Is it constant or does it come and go? Does it worsen with certain activities or times of day? Keeping track helps doctors identify the root cause faster. And don't assume it's just part of getting older. If your fatigue is interfering with daily life or feels worse than ever before, it's time to get checked. Acting early could uncover something serious before it's too late. Now, moving on to another sign that demands immediate attention: sudden or severe chest pain. There's one sensation that no one should ever ignore: that crushing, squeezing pressure in the chest that feels like something heavy is pressing down on you. It might come suddenly or creeping gradually, but one thing is certain: this kind of pain is never just stress or just indigestion. Doctors know that chest pain like this often points to something life-threatening, such as a heart attack or a tear in your aorta, the main artery that carries blood from your heart to the rest of your body. Here's the problem: many people wait. They tell themselves, it's probably nothing. They lie down, take an antacid, and hope it passes. But with chest pain, waiting is the most dangerous thing you can do, because every minute counts. The most dangerous type of chest pain feels like pressure, a weight that makes it hard to breathe. Some describe it as if an elephant is sitting on their chest. It might spread to the arms, neck, jaw, or even the back. Sometimes it starts mild, a little discomfort that you can shrug off. Other times, it hits you suddenly and violently. Either way, your body is screaming for help. And remember, heart attacks don't always look dramatic like in movies. Some people don't collapse or clutch their chest. Instead, they feel mild discomfort, maybe nausea, dizziness, or cold sweats. Others mistake it for heartburn. But to a doctor, even mild chest discomfort, especially if it's new, persistent, or spreading, is a serious red flag. Another dangerous condition doctors watch for is an aortic dissection. Imagine the wall of your body's largest artery starting to tear apart from the inside. The pain is often described as sharp, tearing, or ripping, something that radiates from the chest back or abdomen. This condition can lead to massive internal bleeding within minutes, And surgery is the only thing that can save a life. So if you ever feel sudden, severe, or strange pain in your chest, don't try to tough it out. Don't wait to see if it goes away. Call emergency services immediately. The difference between life and death could be just a few minutes. And while we're here, if you found this information helpful so far, comment number 2 below to let me know you're still watching. It helps me know you're with me, and it supports the channel so we can keep creating more health content like this. Now, let's talk about another symptom that's easy to dismiss, but incredibly serious when it appears: trouble breathing or sudden shortness of breath. Imagine sitting quietly, maybe watching TV, reading a book, or even resting in bed, and suddenly feeling like you can't get enough air. You take a deep breath, but it's not enough. It feels as though the air itself has become thinner, or your lungs just won't expand the way they should. That's not normal, and it's definitely not something to ignore. Doctors say that unexplained shortness of breath is one of the body's clearest cries for help. It's a sign that something is seriously wrong, possibly with your heart, lungs, or blood circulation. One of the most dangerous causes is a pulmonary embolism, a blood clot that travels to your lungs and blocks the flow of blood and oxygen. Here's the scary part. Pulmonary embolisms often happen without warning. You could be perfectly fine one moment and gasping for air the next. It's especially common after surgery, long flights, or long periods of sitting still. The first signs may be mild, just a little tightness or discomfort in the chest, and then suddenly it feels like you're suffocating. Another possible cause is congestive heart failure. When your heart becomes too weak to pump blood efficiently, fluid starts to build up in your lungs. This makes breathing difficult, especially when lying down. Some people even wake up in the middle of the night gasping for air, feeling as though they're drowning. And then there's a warning sign most people overlook: a silent heart attack. Unlike the dramatic chest pain we talked about earlier, a silent heart attack can show up as shortness of breath, cold sweats, nausea, or extreme fatigue. Many people dismiss these symptoms until the damage is already done. If you ever find yourself short of breath for no obvious reason, especially if it comes on suddenly, don't ignore it. Sit down, stay calm, and get medical help right away. Whether it's a clot, a heart issue, or something affecting your lungs, acting quickly could save your life. Have you ever looked in the mirror and realized your clothes suddenly fit differently? Maybe your face looks thinner, your belt needs tightening, or friends start saying you've lost weight, even though you haven't changed your diet or exercise routine at all. At first, it might seem like a good thing. After all, who complains about shedding a few pounds without trying, right? But here's the truth. When the weight starts dropping off for no reason, it's not a reward. It's a red flag. Doctors warn that unexplained drastic weight loss is one of the clearest signs that something serious could be happening inside your body. Think of it like this. Your body is a machine. Every day, it burns energy, repairs cells, and keeps vital systems running. When that machine starts burning through fuel too fast, when the weight seems to melt away even though you're not trying, it means something's wrong with how it's using energy. One of the most common causes is cancer. And often, weight loss is one of the first clues before any other symptom shows up. Cancers of the pancreas, stomach, lungs, or intestines can all cause sudden weight loss because they disrupt how your body processes nutrients. The cancer cells steal energy, forcing your body to burn through calories at a much faster rate. But cancer isn't the only possible reason. Unexplained weight loss can also point to severe metabolic problems, like undiagnosed diabetes or thyroid disorders. When your thyroid produces too many hormones, your metabolism speeds up uncontrollably, and you start losing weight even if you're eating the same or more than before. It can also be linked to chronic heart failure, where your body uses an enormous amount of energy just to keep your heart pumping blood. Over time, that constant energy drain leads to muscle loss, fatigue, and visible weight changes. And then there's something many people overlook: chronic inflammation or infection. Your immune system uses a lot of energy to fight off illness. When it's in overdrive for too long, like in tuberculosis, hepatitis, or autoimmune diseases, your body burns through stored fat and muscle without realizing it. You're losing weight because your system is exhausted from battling something inside. Doctors often use one simple rule: If you lost more than 5% of your body weight over a few months without trying, it's not normal. For a person who weighs 70 kilograms, that's just 3.5 kilos, which may not sound like much, but it's enough to raise concern. So, what should you do if this is happening to you or someone you love? The key is not to brush it off as just aging or stress. Aging doesn't make your body suddenly burn through energy like a wildfire. Pay attention to the timeline. Did the weight loss happen slowly or all at once? Did you also lose your appetite? Are you feeling weaker or more tired than usual? These clues matter. The sooner you talk to a doctor and run some tests, the sooner you can find the cause. Sometimes it's something fixable, like a thyroid imbalance or nutritional deficiency. But in other cases, it could reveal a condition that needs urgent treatment. And early detection makes all the difference. When your body starts shrinking without explanation, don't celebrate the weight loss. Investigate it. Your body could be quietly warning you that something deeper is wrong. And if you're still here, learning and staying aware of your body's warning signs, comment number 4 below so I know you're still with me. Your support keeps us going, and it helps spread awareness that might just save someone's life. Now, let's move to something that can be even more frightening, when the mind itself starts acting strange. You wake up one morning and something just feels off. You can't remember what day it is. You're halfway through a conversation and suddenly forget what you were saying. Maybe you walk into a room and can't recall why you went there. It's confusing, frustrating, and sometimes terrifying. We all forget things from time to time. But when confusion hits suddenly or when someone's personality changes overnight, doctors take it very seriously because these symptoms can mean the brain is under attack. Imagine this. You're talking to your spouse or parent, and suddenly they start repeating the same question over and over. They look around, disoriented, not recognizing familiar faces or places. That's not normal aging. That's a medical emergency. Doctors warn that sudden confusion, disorientation, or personality changes can be early signs of a stroke, a brain infection, or a rapid neurological decline. A stroke happens when blood flow to part of the brain is suddenly blocked, starving brain cells of oxygen. The results can appear instantly: slurred speech, memory loss, trouble walking, or sudden confusion. Sometimes it lasts only a few minutes and then disappears. That's called a transient ischemic attack or mini-stroke. But don't be fooled, it's still a warning shot. Doctors call it the body's trial run for a full-blown stroke. And if left untreated, a major one could follow soon after. But confusion can also appear due to brain infections like meningitis or encephalitis. In older adults, even a simple urinary tract infection can trigger something called delirium, where a person becomes suddenly agitated, disoriented, or emotionally unpredictable. Families often mistake it for dementia, but it's actually the infection spreading chemicals through the bloodstream that affect brain function. Speaking of dementia, that's another reason confusion shouldn't be ignored. While conditions like Alzheimer's usually develop slowly, some people experience what doctors call rapid cognitive decline. One week they're managing everything fine, and the next, they're forgetting simple tasks, losing their way home, or acting unlike themselves. It's heartbreaking, but catching it early can help doctors slow it down. One of the biggest mistakes families make is assuming that forgetfulness or personality shifts are just part of getting old. They're not. Your brain doesn't suddenly change overnight without reason. When it does, it's almost always reacting to something: lack of oxygen, infection, inflammation, or chemical imbalance. Let's make it clear. When confusion appears suddenly, time is critical. Doctors have a saying, time is brain. Every minute that blood flow is blocked during a stroke, millions of brain cells die. That's why if you notice sudden changes in memory, speech, or awareness, don't wait it out. Get help immediately. Even in less severe cases, confusion deserves attention. Sometimes it's a medication reaction or dehydration, but only a proper medical evaluation can rule out the life-threatening causes. Here's something else to remember. The signs aren't always dramatic. Sometimes a person isn't confused all the time. Maybe they just seem off. They get irritated easily, start misplacing things, or withdraw from conversation. These subtle shifts often appear before something bigger happens. Paying attention early can make all the difference. If you ever find yourself or someone close to you acting confused, disoriented, or not quite themselves, don't ignore it. Whether it's a stroke, an infection, or a neurological issue, the faster you act, the greater the chance of recovery. And if you're still watching and learning, comment number 5 below to let me know you made it this far. Awareness like this saves lives. When we share knowledge, we protect not only ourselves, but also the people we care about. By now, we've covered 5 powerful signs your body uses to warn you when something isn't right. Exhaustion that doesn't make sense, chest pain that feels crushing, breathlessness that appears out of nowhere, weight loss without explanation, and confusion that steals your clarity. Each of these can be your body's cry for help. But there's one more sign left, the one most people dismiss until it's almost too late, and that's severe, persistent abdominal pain. We'll talk about that next in part 3, because this one can appear mild, but it's often a silent killer. Have you ever had a stomach ache that just wouldn't go away? Maybe it started as a dull ache after a meal, or a sharp pain that comes and goes. Most of us think, it's just something I ate, or maybe it's gas. But sometimes that pain is much more than indigestion. Sometimes it's your body's way of sounding the alarm that something serious, even life-threatening, is happening inside. Doctors often say that persistent or severe abdominal pain is one of the most overlooked red flags. People ignore it for days, even weeks, hoping it will go away on its own. But the truth is, when the pain is deep, sharp, or refuses to fade, it can mean that something inside your body is starting to fail, and waiting too long to act can be deadly. One of the scariest possibilities is something called an abdominal aortic aneurysm, a condition where the body's main artery, the aorta, becomes weak and starts to bulge like a balloon. Over time, that bulge can tear open, causing massive internal bleeding. The pain usually starts deep in the belly or lower back and feels like it's pulsing with every heartbeat. It's not a pain that comes and goes. It's constant, intense, and unlike anything you felt before. When that artery bursts, every second counts. It can turn fatal in minutes. That's why doctors treat this symptom as a true emergency. If you ever feel that kind of unrelenting, pulsing abdominal pain, don't try to tough it out. Call for emergency help immediately, because getting a hospital fast could be the only thing that saves your life. But that's not the only danger hidden behind abdominal pain. There's another condition that doctors see far too often, intestinal blockage or ischemia, where the blood supply to your intestines suddenly gets cut off. When this happens, the tissue begins to die from lack of oxygen, leading to excruciating pain and potentially fatal infection. It's often described as a deep, stabbing pain that won't go away, and it can make your stomach feel swollen hard or tender to the touch. If you haven't had a bowel movement in days, feel nauseated, or are vomiting while your abdomen feels tight and painful, those are serious warning signs. People sometimes dismiss it as constipation or food poisoning, but when blood flow to the intestines is blocked, waiting too long can cause permanent damage, or worse. And then there's pancreatitis, an inflammation of the pancreas that can appear suddenly and intensely. This pain often hits right in the upper middle part of the stomach, sometimes radiating to the back. It can worsen after eating, especially after fatty foods. People who experience it describe it as deep burning and constant, a pain that makes it impossible to sit still. Pancreatitis isn't something to ignore. It can lead to multi-organ failure if not treated fast. Another cause that many mistake for simple indigestion is gallbladder inflammation or a gallbladder attack. The pain usually starts under the ribs on the right side and can shoot toward the back or shoulder. It often appears after eating greasy or fried foods, and it may come with nausea or vomiting. Many people confuse it with acid reflux or gas, but when the gallbladder becomes inflamed or blocked by stones, it can quickly turn into a life-threatening infection. The point is this: pain is your body's language. When something hurts that much, your body is trying to tell you it's in trouble. The longer you wait, the louder it screams. So what should you do if you experience this kind of pain? First, don't ignore it. If it's sudden, severe, or unlike anything you felt before, go straight to the emergency room. Second, pay attention to any other symptoms that come with it. Are you running a fever, vomiting, feeling weak, or dizzy? Does your stomach look or feel swollen? These details help doctors quickly figure out whether it's something minor or something life-threatening. Many people make the mistake of waiting, hoping the pain will fade. But when it comes to the abdomen, time can be the difference between a simple treatment and a fatal outcome. Never gamble with your gut. If you've made it this far in the video, comment number 6 below to let me know you're still watching. I read your comments, and seeing your engagement means a lot. It helps more people see this message and maybe even save a life. Now, let's take a moment to bring everything together, because by now, you've learned something most people never realize until it's too late. Your body doesn't betray you. It warns you. Long before a major medical crisis strikes, your body starts sending signals. Quiet whispers that something's not right. Fatigue that doesn't make sense, chest pain that crushes, shortness of breath out of nowhere, drastic weight loss, confusion that clouds your mind, or deep abdominal pain that won't let up. These are all cries for help. Each one is your body trying to say, "I'm not okay. Please listen." The sad truth is that many people ignore these warnings. They tell themselves it's stress, age, or just part of life. But small symptoms often grow into major conditions when they're brushed aside. What starts as mild discomfort can quickly become something irreversible. Doctors around the world have a common saying: if something feels different, don't ignore it. You know your body better than anyone else. When something changes suddenly, when energy drops, pain appears, or your thoughts start to blur, it's not your imagination. It's information. It's your body's way of telling you that help is needed now. And here's the hopeful part. You have more control than you think. By paying attention, by acting early, by not waiting until things get worse, you can often stop disaster before it happens. Most life-threatening conditions, from heart disease to cancer, give early signs. You just have to recognize them and take them seriously. So, what can you do starting today? First, listen. Your body talks. Through pain, through fatigue, through breath, through hunger and weight. Don't silence those messages. Second, act. If something feels off, get it checked. Even if it turns out to be nothing, you'll have peace of mind knowing you didn't take a risk. And finally, share this knowledge. Because someone you know, maybe a parent, a friend, or even a neighbor, could be ignoring the same signs right now. Sometimes, awareness is the only thing standing between life and tragedy. And that's why videos like this matter. Not to scare you, but to empower you. To remind you that every small signal from your body is worth paying attention to. We've talked about 6 major red flags tonight: exhaustion, chest pain, shortness of breath, unexplained weight loss, confusion, and severe abdominal pain. If even one of these sounds familiar, don't wait for tomorrow. Listen to your instincts and get checked today. Because catching something early can save your life, or the life of someone you love. And now I'd love to hear from you. Have you or someone you know ever experienced one of these warning signs? What did you do about it? Your story might help someone else recognize their own symptoms and take action before it's too late. Leave a comment below and share what you've learned today and how you plan to use it in your own life. Your experiences and words can make a difference. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss future uploads. Your support helps us continue to make valuable, life-saving content like this. Remember, your body always gives you a warning. The key is to listen before it's too late. Stay aware, stay strong, and take care of yourself, because your life is worth protecting.